What a kick in the teeth that is. Literally last kick of the game. It looks like we're going to get out of Villa Park with a point. And in the grand scheme of things, I would have took that point. We were terrible today. There is no masking it. There is no papering over it. We were terrible. And it's that simple. We had a 10-15 minute spell at the start of the second half. But apart from that, it was another 75 minutes wasted because we were absolutely dreadful. Too many passengers. Too many players looked like they were absolutely out of it. And defensively, that's the worst we've looked all season. Doesn't help that we've got no Gabriel and Saliba. If any other team in the Premier League loses their two best centre-backs, and not just two best centre-backs for themselves, but two of the best centre-backs in the whole of the Premier League, then they're going to struggle. I thought Nketiah played well, but the rest of them, it was just all over the place. I'm not going to sit and blame Jurriën Timber because he's not a centre-back. But you could see there was no kind of understanding in the same way that you have a Gabriel and Saliba. Calafiori was poor, picks up another yellow card. He's suspended for the game against Wolves. Ben Wright, yeah, it was all right. Bukayo Saka, poor. Martin Odegaard, he got man of the match. Martin Keown, why are you giving him man of the match for? He had a couple of shots in the second half, but he slows a lot of our play down. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, release the ball. Gyökeres come on, did nothing. Moreno did nothing. Madueke right at the very end there, before Villa get a goal kick and can go and lump it long and go up the other end and score. I'm looking at that opportunity and I'm thinking, go back across the goalkeeper. Make him work. Why are you trying to hit it near post from such an angle like that?
Aston Villa! Aston Villa! This guy did not go there. Premier League don't go. Premier League. Where will I win Premier League?
I knew it today. I knew we were dropping points. Oh, don't be so negative, Dan. It won't be 1-1. We'll beat them. How optimistic was I that it might be 1-1? We lose the game. I thought Mikel got it all wrong. The lineup, I thought it was a poor first half. And to go 1-0 down in the way that we did was pretty pathetic, to be fair, because it was poor from individual playing as a team. And I don't want to hear that Arsenal got injuries. I don't want to hear that Arsenal ain't the same without Saliba and Gabriel. I don't want to hear that Arsenal, what they're supposed to do. We have plenty of quality in this squad. Stop making excuses. If anyone's on social media now, if anyone's ranting and raving about our squad and injuries again, and it's unfair, I'm sick and tired of listening to people moan about injuries. Nothing to do with injuries today. Yeah, nothing to do with injuries today. That was a very, very good game of football for the neutral. And it is a gutting ended. I'm frustrated today, if I'm honest, in the manner that we've lost the game because of how your last minute stuff. But let's be real, Aston Villa probably deserved it. And I've got to say they're an exceptional football team. They're a very, very good side that are going to easily get qualification for the Champions League and are going to do some damage to a lot of teams, as they have been. As Manchester City and Arsenal, they've now already beaten this season, and they're not even at Christmas. This is a side that now go 3 points behind us and find themselves in a title race, if that's what you want to call it. I don't think Aston Villa have been given enough credit in the last few weeks, because when they went 4 games without scoring, everyone was laughing at them and thought Emery was going to be sacked. This is a manager that just knows how to keep digging in. This is a manager who's perfect for somebody like Aston Villa. And he will do well with them. There's no doubt he'll win them trophies, and I think he'll do very, very good in terms of consistency in Champions League. Big up to Morgan Rogers. Big up to Yuri Tielemans, who I thought was their man of the match. Exceptional today. Exceptional. But let's look at Arsenal. Let's just look at how we lined up, man. Let's just look at how we've lined up. What is the manager doing? He shoehorned Martin Odegaard in, who was one of the worst players on the pitch in the first half. Martin Keown gave him man of the match, by the way. Martin Keown gave him man of the match. I mean, if you don't know that Martin Keown's biased, tell me that you're biased without telling me you're biased.
Man of the match for Arsenal. How Tielemans didn't get man of the match in the game is crazy to me, by the way. There we go. Is what it is. Well done, Martin Keown. Another one. Anyway, Kenny and Jez will be next, emergency meeting after that. Then we're going to watch Rants. I'm not doing it live. I'm not doing any other lives after that emergency meeting. I'm going to watch Rants in his fight, his boxing match. Hopefully, get the win. And when I say hopefully, it's nailed on he's getting the win because he don't bottle it like my football club. He does not bottle it like my football club. Yeah, Man City, I knew they'd win today. As soon as we conceded that goal at the end, I was like, it's all the motivation Man City need. Yeah, both the goals, by the way. A rocket from Diaz, company-esque against Leicester, and corner. Yeah, Vardiel, 2-0 at half-time. Yeah, is what it is, isn't it? Is what it is. Yeah, and I'm sick to death of it. I don't want to hear no excuses about injuries. Yeah, we were awful from the get-go. After 5 minutes of that game, I knew we weren't winning. I predicted a draw when I see the lineup anyway. I said 1-1. Yeah, and it was looking like we were getting a 1-1. Yeah, and we would have absolutely robbed. Achoo. Sorry, my bad. Oh.
Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. There's just that feeling, that those games that, you tune in, and you just know. You just have this feeling that something is just not right with this game. Something is just off with this game. And I just had this gut feeling in me, even when I started the live stream, if you go back, I just had this gut feeling, man. I had this feeling, something was just telling me that we might just lose this game. And always, man, it's always Unai Emery. It's always Unai Emery who does this. Season in, season out. Last 2 seasons ago, we lost the Premier League because of Unai Emery. This season, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. A draw would have taken, because actually going fair play, man. Going to Villa Park is never easy. I would have taken a draw. I would have actually taken a draw, but dropping all 3 points right now, Man City, I think at 6 p.m. Man City is actually going to be playing with Sunderland. They win that game, but right now Pep is rubbing his hands, man. Pep is rubbing his hands. He knows, man. He knows Mikel Arteta inside out.
But the L has come at the very worst time, you understand, when the league is starting to get pack up and the race is starting to look a bit more open now. You get me? It was looking like a bit of looking like tunnel vision settings, blood, you understand? It was looking like we were just gonna, you get me, keep on doing what we're doing. But Unai Emery and Aston Villa had other ideas today, blood, you get me? Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1, and fully deserved, let's just get it, let's just say it as it is, fully deserved win by Aston Villa. We were absolutely piss poor today, blood. You understand? That was the worst performance I've seen from Arsenal this season, blood. You get me? I have not seen a worse performance than that. We were good for about 10 minutes in the entire game, bro. You get me? Starting lineup, let's start where, you get me, it all begins, which is the starting 11. I weren't happy with the starting 11, you get me? I knew the situation with the defence. Obviously, I knew that Timber and Nketiah were going to start as the centre-back pairing. Had no issues with that. But the issue I did have with was Mikel Merino leading the line. You understand? Now, Victor Gyökeres is back, fit and available. He came off the bench in the last 2 games. I thought he would have got a start midweek against Brentford. He didn't. He went with Merino. Merino got his goal. But today, the man that should have started was Victor Gyökeres, bro. You get me? We're playing an Aston Villa team that play a high line. And you want to play Mikel Merino, who is not going to stretch the defense. He's not going to bring in the wingers. He's not going to link the play. Nothing, bro. You get me? It was an absolutely terrible 45 minutes from Mikel Merino. It was so bad that he was hooked at half-time, bro. You get me? The man couldn't make simple passes. His touch was off. He was making no effect on the game, bro. You get me? Not linking up with his wingers, not linking up with Odegaard. Not doing nothing, bro. Just thinking out the place. You get me? Eberiche Eze, probably his worst performance. No, it was. Let's just say it as it is. It was his worst performance since signing for the club. That first goal, Matty Cash, at not one point does Eze look over his shoulder and see where his man is, blood. You understand? Matty Cash is his man.
When people ask me, why don't you believe? Why you're not backing the boys? Look at the way we've been performing. Que porcaria foi essa hoje? Que porcaria foi essa hoje? Me explica só que porcaria of a performance was that today? Absolutely slapped up by Aston Villa, bro. Saka going back to Kodak Black. I'm seeing him looking like little Boosie again. I'm seeing him looking like Flavor Flav on the right-hand side. That Philo da Puta was doing nothing today. Nothing. Eze looking like Burner Boy, telling everybody, don't go sleep. Wake up. If you want to go sleep, you and your girl can leave, bro. That's what we had. We had Burner Boy on the left, and we had Kodak Black on the right-hand side. Pot belly Kodak Black. There weren't Saka on there. There weren't Starboy on the right-hand side. Moreno. Homer Simpson with a hairline, bro. What's that Philo da Puta doing? What's that flipping Chandler from Friends? What's that Philo da Puta doing today, bro? I didn't even see my guy. Eu tô cansado dessa porcaria. And these are the performances that show exactly why we're not going to win the league.
Not looking good. It was all good just a week ago, as the saying goes. Listen, we're still top of the league. There's two ways you can look at it. But right now, I'm fuming. I'm not happy with what I saw out there. I'm not just talking about the goal right at the end. The goal right at the end came through the work Aston Villa were doing after we got back into it. Ask yourselves why every time it seems like we get back into a game, the handbrake is pulled up to a certain level. And don't get it twisted. Whether the handbrake's pulled up to a standstill or whether it's pulled up halfway to slow things down, the handbrake is still in use. It feels like every time we get back into a game, and listen, we don't go behind often, but every time we get back into a game, it feels like we go back to this whole, hey, let's control things again. But when you get back into a game, when you score a goal, it's not necessarily about control. In fact, going for the control approach actually allows the opposition to be like, okay, they're going for control, let's reset a little. Instead of trying to catch them out and go for it. I'm not just talking about this game, I'm talking about the Chelsea game too. In hindsight now, you look at the last 5 games, we've drawn 2 and lost 1 of them. The last 3 away games, lost 1, drawn 2. Now that Sunderland, goal at the end of that game, I'm looking at it like, well, across the last 3, we needed to have held on there. We needed to have capitalised against Chelsea when they went down to 10 men, when we got back into the game, more importantly. We didn't, both times. Now in isolation, you can say a loss at Villa Park, it can happen. We know better than most it can happen, a loss against Villa, whether at Villa Park or the Emirates. But what's not acceptable is the attack. There is no patterns. There is no... There's very little there.
Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. What a way to start your weekend, eh? Those 12:30 kickoffs. Ah, dear. This is a terrible result. The way it happened, the player that scored, the manager that they've got. This feels like it's going to really hurt this team. Unai Emery gets the better of Arteta again. Ruined our season a few times since he's been there. And in the end, I think they were the team that felt more likely to win the game. Let's break it down. Let's go through some of the performances. The one question I want to ask everybody watching this before we really delve into individual performances. Why did Arsenal sit back so much after scoring the equaliser? They come out at half-time, they look good, they're on the front foot, they equalise, you're saying, only one team's going to win this game now. And then we retreat to the edge of our area and sit back and then don't create a lot after that. And Villa grow and grow and grow into the game. I've had a lot to say about Arsenal's attacking players this season. And again, we got a very lacklustre performance from our attack today. By the way, Morgan Rogers, somebody get your checkbook out and sign him, because that is one hell of a player. I would take him at Arsenal every single day of the week. Intensity, speed, he tackles, he's skillful, he's a baller. And he came through Man City's academy, so you would think Arteta would know him. But anyway, Arsenal today, man, our attack was so poor. So poor.
is it down to the individual or is it down to the manager? Because I said yesterday on the show, this guy needs to be brave. You pick Odegaard or Eze in attacking midfield. Eze was not good against Chelsea, but he's putting in some good performances. Tottenham at home, Bayern at home, Atletico, Newcastle. But he gets pushed to the left. Eze's not good on the left. I don't know why people think Eze is a left winger. He's not. He ends up at left back. He switches off for the goal. You're a top pro. You've still got to switch on. I was an attacking player. You get in those positions, you've got to be alert. But what I'm saying is you don't want to put a player in constant defensive areas or hugging the touchline. It doesn't suit him. And he gets dragged at half time. So now we're treating him like he's a nothing of a player. But he was awful today. There's no excuse.